$2 billion for the purchase of 96 Apache helicopters, 200 rockets, and asking for 3% of GDP for military spending. What tangible decisions have come out of the meeting between US President Joe Biden and President Andrzej Duda and Prime Minister Donald Tusk? Today, I'm checking. Every European country should be working toward improving its military potential. I'm saying something very simple. This potential needs to be rebuilt. We today are spending 4% of our GDP on defense, and we're rebuilding this potential very effectively. Russia will not dare to attack NATO countries with effective militaries, with modern technology, because it has already learned in the case of Ukraine what it means to come face to face with NATO technology.
Russia won't stop at Ukraine. Putin will keep going, putting Europe, the United States, and the entire free world at risk, in my view.
Security in the face of the Russian threat is the most important topic of discussion at the White House. There was a proposal from President Andrzej Duda, the head of the armed forces of NATO's most generous contributor. I, in the Senate and in the House of Representatives and in the White House, spoke about my proposal for 3%, of raising the threshold for military spending to 3%. This proposal was widely written about in the American press and shared across social media. In 2023, Poland was the head of the list of countries that spend the most on armaments among the members of the North Atlantic Pact. This proposal was quickly and extensively quoted by United States and global media. The requirement set in 2014 in Welsh Newport after Russia's first aggression against Ukraine is still met by few member states. That includes Germany, which has called the proposal potentially conflicting. As Tagesspiegel wrote, the idea could alienate allies who do not meet the existing threshold. Although Prime Minister Donald Tusk has spoken of compliance during the talks in the name of Polish interests, he does not subscribe to the President's proposal. The unity of perspectives at the table was quite impressive. It's no wonder that on the Polish side, and also no wonder that at almost every point in the conversation, we had a common position with President Joe Biden and the American side. I am convinced that we will reach a moment in which all NATO countries will reach the 3% threshold. An important outcome of the talks for Polish security is the planned purchase of 96 helicopters and nearly 2,000 missiles. It is on weapons that Poland has been betting in recent years. The arming of the Polish military, modernisation in terms of equipment and increase in the numbers of troops. I'll remind you that in 2015 the Polish military comprised 95,000 soldiers. Today the number is almost 200,000. Apaches are not so much needed by Poland, but have been for years, without a shadow of exaggeration, been a dream for the military. They are needed. From the point of view of the Polish military, it must have a modern and strong army. For this, we need this type of weapon. I'll admit that in the times I spent in the Ministry of Defence, I never imagined we'd be able to have Apaches as part of our arsenal. We really needed these types of offensive helicopters. There's no need to explain how important this is. We see in Ukraine what sort of equipment is being used there. And it is exactly a stronger alliance that will be able to deter Russia. For the past 2 years, we're faced with a full-scale aggression by Russia against Ukraine. We're dealing with a war, the scale of which we haven't seen since the Second World War. Edyta Holdinska, TV Republika.